Good morning. 5th November 21, EU Shipowner 2 just made some videos about the intrinsic value of the maritime strategic sector of Europe. 100,000 ships sail today our merchant fleet, world merchant fleet, and North Atlantic is the prime area that has this hub. We have many countries like Spain having merchant marine in Madrid, and I'm sorry to say, but perhaps Bilbao is better. Why? Because we are closer in the center of the fleet. It's very important to study. Now we have the Mediterranean, the Strait of Gibraltar, we have the Channel. There is many strategic areas, but we have to focus where is the movement of ships and what city is closer to organize this. There is 16 trillion possibility stop paying unemployed 4 million in Spain, generating 4 million jobs in the seafaring community. That's total 8 and 8, 16 trillion, 100 years gross domestic product. Yes, we in Europe, ship owners, yes, we provide these ideas of utility to our European Union. Of course, they've done nothing the last 70 years to unite the education, to have a very good system of enlistment contracts, tax, social security, transparency, zero fines to small medium companies, and so on. But anyway, still we continue to do this. Also, just calculate that if every 200 meters there is an artificial wave, perhaps we could generate 300 jobs in that town in the Atlantic, and that would be, for example, in the case of Spain, I calculated only just 700 kilometers in the north of Spain. That would be approx 3,500 waves times 300 jobs. That would be around 1 million jobs. Intrinsic value generated in 100 years is 10 trillion. Well, if we can just go all the way up to Ireland, then we can calculate how much that would be. So these are the ideas that we in the ship owning community and ship crew management community, maritime and strategic community we provide. This is free energy and it is perpetual, it's not intrinsic value times 100. Now, regarding the European shortage of officers, I see that there is many ship owners, Europeans, that are having one little problem, is that they cut their suppliers, because previously they thought, oh, well, if I do divide my fleet in 5 different suppliers, then my risk is eroded, is a risk aversion system that really statistically used to work. But what about if there is no more European? Then we have supply and demand. So then if supply is zero, then demand will fight for the same seafarers. And if it is divided, it is a huge problem. Now, so we can really tackle this risk by really focusing and analyzing that perhaps European ship owners need a European crew management company with a huge database so that we can unite and unite our pools. It is very important nowadays that this policy of diversification, the suppliers in the crew management, ship management side, now it is a thing of the past. Why? Because the European Union has done nothing for the education and for this like 16 trillion gross domestic product generated to Spain, and then the wave thing and so on. They are doing nothing. So we have to do it ourselves. How we can do it ourselves? We have to protect ourselves. How? We have a huge database. You have a database. You have 5 suppliers. It's about time to eliminate this policy and just have one supplier. Why? Because we must foster the talent. There is a huge conflict of interest with ship managers because they keep the talent in the grants, rating to officer, cadet to officer, welfare fund, SEF fund, all these funds, they manage this and then they stick to the talent. Now, the head top is for you, chief engineer is for you, second engineer for you, and the future dolphins in the fleet are for you too. Then how can you do that? Okay, first, cut this policy of having different suppliers, because it's just dividing the ship in so many sites, and we must all be united to get to the talent and the dolphins so that they will be the managers in Europe very soon. And if we don't get ourselves together. No one else is going to do nothing for us in these public administrations. They are really doing huge acknowledgement of how inutil it is to pay tax to them. But now it is our time to demonstrate that before Christmas, it is perhaps the time to really get to focus, because we must be united ourselves. So take care. Thanks. Have a nice weekend. Bye.